It is now an offense to fell trees in the state. That's according to the Lagos State Parks and Gardens Agency. The general manager of the agency, Mrs. Abimbola Jijoho Ogun, disclosed this during an interactive session with journalists. She said the agency is ready to embark on a project to plant 1 million trees before the end of the year to reduce the impact of climate change and to continue its Go Green advocacy. Mrs. Jijoho Ogun also announced that new recreational parks have been opened in Badagry and Ikorodu. Let's watch this.
The beauty of Lagos is not only in water and light, it is also in greens. The United Nations says climate change is now affecting every country on every continent. It is disrupting national economies and affecting lives, costing people, communities and countries dearly today and even more tomorrow. It goes further to say that the greenhouse gas emissions from human activities are driving climate change and continue to rise. They're now at the highest levels in history. To mitigate that, the world body advocates protection of natural carbon sinks like forests and oceans, or create a new sinks through silviculture or green agriculture. Lagos is not just protecting the greens, it is also using them for aesthetics. The general manager of Lagos State Parks and Gardens Agency, Mrs. Abimbola Joho Ogun, during an interactive session with journalists, states that the agency is embarking on a project to plant 1 million trees and that it is now an offense to fell trees in Lagos.
For this year, we are going to plant trees, perimeter fence in terms of trees. We're going to plant about 1 million trees to be able to secure those areas under our continuous tree planting program. To cut a tree in Lagos is an offense. Anyone must not cut any tree, anytime, anywhere. If there's any tree that is causing any discomfort to you, you can always call our free toll lines and also make sure that inform the nearest agency. The agency is now presently in all the 5 major local government areas in the state, and we shall continue to decentralize our activities to other parts of the state.
She states some benefits of greenery and solicits partnership with private individuals and organizations.
It has ecological benefits. It has pollution control benefits. It controls and makes sure that the noise is curtailed. Biodiversity and nature is preserved by parks. It has economic and aesthetic values for our homes. It increases the economic value of even our house. That is, homes will be more expensive in areas that have been well green. That is the difference between those cities and those slums. So the difference between the two is the greening. And because the greening has so much value, we must not stop at any time, but continually emphasize the advantages of the greening to the community. It also ensures that the property value increase, and there will be enough greening that will ensure aesthetically pleasing environment that everybody will need in any home we want to create henceforth.
Last Park, as the agency is fondly called, is assuring of creation of 570 jobs through its training programs.
In order to create jobs, has concluded that very soon we are going to train some young hands in horticultural practices. We're going to get them in all the local governments. They shall become assistant horticulturists, through which we can create small jobs so that they can also maintain their families. There's so much demand for more people to work on greening, and those hands we're going to train now will be the one that will take over. We have demands from private estates for us to develop their parks. We have demand from government agencies, especially the housing estate, and all this will be under the umbrella of Last Park. We need to create more jobs through people we have so empowered, so that at the end of the day, more jobs are available for trained hands under the close supervision of the agency.
2 new recreational parks are now open in Badagry and Ikorodu, and more to come in coming days.
For a test run purpose, We're going to open up the Badagry Recreation Park and the Korodu one simultaneously, so that we can have enough time with our family. We're going to have community parks like the ones in Surulere before now. Some of us that are in that area recall that there used to be Love Garden, and we're going to try to rehabilitate that. We're going to look at, in majority of the communities, even if you have a space within your community and you want us to do something about it, it might not be total this year, but be rest assured that we want to touch every community. We want to ensure that everybody has this feeling of green.
Lagos State's Parks and Gardens Agency, beyond its many programs, are calling for everyone's participation not only in making the state beautiful, but in also ensuring that the ozone layer is protected against greenhouse gas emissions that have continued to affect man and its environment in many harmful ways.
Well, finally, holiday is over and workers in Lagos State have returned to work after the Easter break. Our crew went to town to feel the pulse of the people on how the holidays were spent in the midst of economic challenges in the country. It was a mixed reaction though, but they're all glad to be back to work.
After the church services and the fun, Lagosians are back to work, but not without a reminiscence of the holidays, which come with mixed feeling.
It was eventful, but for the fuel situation, well, oh well and fine, we give God the glory that I said earlier. We've been there and we're back at work, ready for work. I feel great, I feel energetic, I feel happy resuming work, starting afresh at my duty post.
We wish to take our children out, but because there's no fuel or Saxki, and we face a lot of challenges, there's no light, everything looks somehow. That is the reason that this year of Easter holiday, it looks somehow, but we thank God we're alive.
It was good, but to me, it's like I had so many programs here and there, so it's somehow hectic for me.
It's time to earn their pay through their work, and some believe their minds are ready to do just that after having some days to rest.
Everybody must defend his paycheck. There's no free lunch even in Freetown. So you must defend your paycheck and do the necessities of the work. So we are back to work. That's been a nightmare. There's fuel scarcity, there's traffic because of the queue, and that takes substantial time. Man-hour is lost, so much. And then you even see some filling stations selling much more above the fuel price, and salary is not changing, so it's making life challenging. If you are the president, I will ask you to really look at it urgently and provide solution, because Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. It's not easy at all. You lose man-hour, it affects the production of every person, be it your driver, be it the execs, be it anybody. It's affecting our activity, and it's not the best for anybody.
I spent it hanging around with my friends. We go out, see movies with families and friends, and then go on tour and adventures. We feel fresh and refurbished again. The system is fresh, and we're good to go.
Returning to their duty posts is not without the stress of queuing for scarce petroleum products. All they want is for the situation to normalize and hardship reduced to allow absolute concentration at work.
And this is where we draw the curtain on this program this week. Thank you for being a part of today's edition. And remember, as we always say here, please be security and health conscious. Report any suspicious activity or movement to law enforcement agents. We'll be glad to catch your views on our social media platforms showing on your screen. I'm Loretta Chiogo, and I'm saying bye-bye.